Year one under Bret Bielema for the Illinois Fighting Illini was a rousing success. They had a very good defense, very good rushing attack, and expectations are going to remain much the same, if not be elevated, heading into 2023, as this could be a very, very good unit in the wide open Big Ten West. Can Illinois crash the party and make it through into Indianapolis in a Big Ten championship appearance, or will the Illini take a step back after a very successful year one under their new head coach? What's up, Tailgaters? My name is Tailgate Nate. Welcome to my channel. I'm predicting all 133 college football teams at the FBS level, and that means I am doing your favorite team. So if you guys can go ahead and hit the subscribe button and ring the bell, that way you'll know when your favorite team gets uploaded if they don't have a video already. But you can do more than that to help support my channel. Heck, you're doing one right now by watching the video. You might as well like, comment, share, and really do anything else to help support my channel. Anything you guys do will be appreciated. So anything you guys are willing and able, I will greatly take. Year two under Bret Bielema, what does that hold for the Illinois Fighting Illini? I'm going to make my predictions here in a little bit. But what do preview predictions look like from me? Glad you asked. Here's how they go. We're going to go through a roster preview, take a look at who the team lost, who's coming back, and who's coming in through the transfer portal and recruiting class. And then we're going to go through, take a look at the Illinois Fighting Illini football schedule, and make a game-by-game preview and prediction. So without further ado, here are your Illinois Fighting Illini in 2023. The quarterback room last year was okay, and at times it was actually really good, highlighted by Tommy DeVito. 2,650 yards on 70% completion with 15 touchdowns and 4 picks for Tommy DeVito last year. You do lose him, and the backup Artur Sitkowski is gone. Now, I don't know who the backup will be for Illinois in 2023. I think that's a lot of people's best guess, and you Illini fans may even be able to let me know in the comment section. But I do know who the starter will be, a former 4-star rated player out of high school and a 4-star rated transfer, according to 24/7. Coming over by way of Lane Kiffin's Ole Miss Rebels, it's Luke Altmyer. I think this is a phenomenal find for the Illinois Fighting Illini, a much-needed upgrade from Tommy DeVito and Artur Sitkowski. All respect to those two. In the quarterback room, I think Luke Altmyer has the chance to have a very, very good season in 2023. However, Luke Altmyer under center does lose a world-class talent behind him in the running back room, as Chase Brown is gone. 328 yards, 328 carries. My apologies, I'm all over the place. 1,643 yards to go along with 10 touchdowns, and those are fantastic numbers. He is a world-class player, and the Illini will miss him dearly. However, Reggie Love and Josh McCray both come back to this team. Josh McCray, a depth option last year that should be good for the Illini this year. And then Reggie Love, 330 yards and 2 touchdowns, was the second leading rusher last season, should be the feature back this year. Wide receiver room, okay, Cody Case is gone, as well as you lose your third leading receiver last year in Brian Hightower, 452 yards, 2 touchdowns last season. However, there's a lot to like about what Luke Altmyer has to throw to in this wide receiver room. Isaiah Williams, 82 catches and 715 yards led the team, as well as did his 5 receiving touchdowns. Pat Bryant was the second leading receiver, and you also returned Casey Washington, who, behind Brian Hightower, was the 4th leading receiver, only by 1 yard. So, very good group of pass catchers there for Luke Altmyer to work with. And in the tight end room as well, Michael Marchesi and Luke Ford are gone. However, you return Tip Raymond, had 174 yards and a touchdown last season, and get a transfer coming over from Colorado State, and Tanner Arkin, a 3-star rated transfer according to 24/7. Offensive line, I apologize for mispronunciations. I know I will butcher these names. I apologize profusely. Alex Palczewski and Alex Pahilstrom. I probably did not say those right, but if I did, feel free to give me credit or not. It doesn't really matter to me. And you return some guys by the name of Isaiah Adams and Julian Pearl. Couldn't find a whole lot on the offensive line. Defensively, Calvin Avery and Jamal Woods are gone. Those were 2 very, very good players. However, a lot comes back for this defensive line for the Fighting Illini. Jerson Newton and Keith Randolph were 2 top 5 tacklers for the team last year. Newton had 5.5 sacks. That was the team lead. And Keith Randolph was tied second on the team with 4.5 sacks, as well as a guy by the name of Tara Edwards will return to this defensive line to help bolster that group. In the linebacker room, you lose your leading tackler from last year, and Isaac Darkangelo, what a name, 72 tackles for him last season, as well as losing Calvin Hart. However, in the linebacker room, some good talent returns. Tariq Barnes, Seth Coleman. Coleman tied for second on the team with 4.5 sacks. Barnes had a sack and a half of his own. And then Gabe Jackas had 4 sacks last year. That was third on the team. Well, technically fourth when you count the guys, but 4 sacks on the year. Good numbers from him. Defensive back-wise, okay, this is where things start to take some hits as they lose a lot of very talented players in the secondary. Don't need to mention Devon Witherspoon. You all know him, first-round NFL draft pick, 14 passes defended, 3 picks from last season, world-class player. Jartavius Martin is gone, had 11 passes defended, 3 picks. Sidney Brown is gone, had 7 passes defended and a team-high 6 interceptions, as well as Kendall Smith, who had 5 picks for the team last year. So you lose, quick maths, 8, 14, 17 interceptions from this team last year are gone out of the secondary. Who do they return? Tavion Nicholson, Tyler Strain, and Xavier Scott were all some pretty solid pieces in the secondary last year. They'll all be prominent pieces this upcoming season, as well as getting a couple transfers coming over. One from Louisville in Nicario Harper, and then Caleb Patterson comes over there as well. So this is the secondary that may still have its struggles early, but I think they've got a lot of good talent there, good talent offensively. Your head coach for the Fighting Illini is Bret Bielema, offensive coordinator Barry Lunney, and defensive coordinator and Aaron Henry. Here is your schedule for the Fighting Illini in 2023. If you see a game underlined, it's going to be a home game. Any game in italics or the slanted text is a game the Illini will have to play on the road. Any game in green is a game that the Illini should win fairly easily. Any game in yellow is a game where, okay, the other team's going to put up a fight, but Illinois will inevitably win. And then red is a loss. So let's predict Illinois in 2023. I think it'll start off with a nice win against the Toledo Rockets. Toledo, pretty good team out of the Mid-American Conference. I see them being able to maybe give Illinois some struggles early, but the Illini at the end of the day will just be too talented, and they will defeat the Toledo Rockets by at least 14 points is my estimation there. And then things already get interesting for the Illinois Fighting Illini. A Week 2 game on the road against Kansas. Now, normally this would be a game I'd highlight in green or yellow, and you would move on to the next game. You can't do that this year. After what Kansas showed us last year, there's a lot of good talent on this team, and they get Jalen Daniels coming back. A lot of good pieces on the offense return, as well as some good pieces defensively. I think Kansas is going to be able to pull this win off, guys. I really like Kansas coming in, a really solid team out of the Big 12. Again, Jalen Daniels is a very good player at the quarterback position. They got some great athletes on the offensive side and defensively. I think they're going to be able to really bring it to Illinois in this game, and I think they're going to walk away victors at the end of the day. And I think Illinois will pick up their second loss of the year in a game against Penn State. Penn State is just a world-class team, right? Penn State is a team that I and you should also really like coming into next year. Drew Aller is going to be insane. They have one of the best running back rooms in the entire country. And that defense, I think, is going to be as good, if not better, than what Illinois is going to be able to boast. And again, the reason for that game being won by Penn State, I believe their offense will be better than Illinois. They'll be able to provide more of a challenge for the opposing defense. So Penn State walks away victors. But Illinois will get a nice tune-up game back with Florida Atlantic. Now, Casey Thompson coming over to that team. Yeah, I know, right? A little bit of surprise there. Former quarterback at Nebraska. I think the Owls may be able to provide a slight challenge for the Illini there at home. But at the end of the day, Illinois will be able to win that game. And now you get into full-time Big Ten play, and you get a road game here against the Purdue Boilermakers. Now, Purdue's got a chance to be, my prediction already flashed up on screen there. Now, Purdue has got a chance to be a very, very solid team, and I think they're going to be able to push Illinois in this game. As former Illini defensive coordinator Ryan Walters is that new head coach there at Purdue. And Purdue, I think, has the shot to go ahead and win this game. I just think that Illinois is a little bit more talented offensively, defensively, and I think Purdue has got some question marks, so the Illini go forth and win that game. Nebraska is up here next, and the Illini get this game at home. I think it's going to be another tightly contested game that the Illini will win. My reasoning for that, I think the Huskers need at least 1 year under Matt Rule to really get the ship moving, right? They got a lot of very nice talent. Jeff Sims coming in there, very good skill position players on the offensive end. The defense, well, while it has its question marks, the talent level is definitely there. Nebraska is going to be a very interesting team to watch, and they could absolutely explode in year one under Matt Rule. I just see Nebraska needing a year or two to really get the ship moving and to get the right mentality back with that program. So Illinois able to win that game there. This game against Maryland in week 7, I went back and forth on, but at the end of the day, Maryland's going to provide a really good challenge, but I do think the Illini will be able to win off of their defense. I think the defense will be able to smother the Maryland offense. Well, not quite smother, but unlike last year, while Illinois did have a lot of really good offensive pieces, I think the offense will be even better with Luke Altmaier at quarterback. And I think the Illini will be able to do just enough to be able to get a key road win against the Maryland Terrapins. Oh, and again, Maryland's got a lot of questions to figure out on the defensive end as they lose a lot of talent on the defensive line. We'll see if they can slow down that rushing attack that Illinois is going to bring this year. Wisconsin is up next, and this is the game that I see Illinois dropping pretty easily here. Wisconsin is a team for me that I love coming in to 2023. Luke Fickell being that head coach. They get a massive quarterback upgrade from Graham Mertz coming over by way of SMU and Tanner Mordecai. He's got a good group of pass catchers. The running back room is really good. And not just with Luke Fickell there, we know that defense will be even somewhat good because he's there, but the talent level on that defense is insane. That's going to be a very good defense for Wisconsin. Do not see Illinois being able to keep up. Wisconsin gets a key win on the road against the Illini, who now have 3 losses on the year, and make it 4. I think going on the road to play Minnesota will be a tough ask for the Illinois Fighting Illini. I don't know why that took me so long to say, but the Golden Gophers will have another very good defense this year, and while there is some transition on the offensive end that Illinois may be able to take advantage of on their defensive side of the ball, I think Minnesota is going to make enough plays offensively and defensively. They're going to be able to slow down this Illinois attack, and Minnesota will be able to win what I think is going to be a very tightly contested game. But it's okay. Hey, you've dropped 2 in a row, a lot of very, very tough games on the schedule. Indiana is right here as well. And again, I've talked about Indiana before. I do not think they are going to be that great this year. We definitely could see Tom Allen walk his way out the door. And the reason for that, Indiana's losing a lot of talent to the transfer portal, especially on the defensive end. Well, and also on the offensive end, I guess there as well. Indiana's just losing an absolute butt ton of guys. Illinois should be able to get an easy win there. And then much the same story of Wisconsin, just sheer defensive talent. I do think Illinois will drop that game to the Iowa Hawkeyes. So Illinois is going to have a pretty solid defense this year, but Iowa, I think, has a massive upgrade on offense, and then defensively, they're going to be really good. And then a final game here against Northwestern, the rivalry game that Illinois should be able to win easily. Northwestern's not very good last year. I don't think that will change in 2023, and that leaves Illinois with a record of 7-5. Pretty good in-conference record. This team has the ability to be a lot better than that. There are a lot of very close toss-up games. They can beat Wisconsin. They can beat Minnesota. They can even beat Kansas there as well. So this is going to be a very interesting Illinois team to watch. And while the record dips back, I do think overall this team is heading in the right direction. So there's your Illinois predictions in 2023, and let me know your guys' thoughts. Hey, remember to play hard but tailgate harder. I'll see all you guys in the next video. Goodbye.